we were doing a sled push thing and just got a little tweaked it a little bit. So just working hard, and just sometimes things happen. But the good news is that I feel good, and we'll get there when the time. And good thing is I'm getting a lot of the mental reps and throwing stuff on the side and in post practice and all that as well.
If this was a game day, could you go in?
If there's a game, yeah, I'm definitely.
Okay.
There's no doubt.
First, a little disappointing. Your debut was so anticipated out here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were fired up to.
Yeah, I love practice. I hate missing practice. I hate not being out there. That's always been a thing for me. My whole career is practice. So, that's why being super intentional, still getting all the plays, seeing everything, walking through everything, still doing everything I can, even after practice, coming out here and getting extra work and whatever it may be. The great news is that we've got a lot of time with the guys in the off season. So I feel really confident with the guys that we have and the guys that we're throwing to and guys, playmakers and everything else. And so, the good thing is it's great because I get to go through a little adversity. You get to respond to it, and that's really the reality. And I think for me, I've always been able to respond to adversity in the right way. The good news is that, once again, I feel good and getting there every day.
Coach Tomlin talked about the uniqueness of your workouts in the weight room. Could you kind of elaborate on that?
I don't go into great detail in terms of what style of workouts all the time, but I definitely get after it, and I'm just. To be able to play as long as I have, you got to be, you got to train, physically. You got to be able to do all this stuff, and so I've always trained really hard, and so in terms of those details of the workouts, lots of squats, lots of single leg stuff, a lot of, jumping and moving around, keeping the heart rate up. Just, but yeah, it's been a really good off season for me. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go out here the first day, which stinks. But
Landon Roberts just said you're like he wants a sponge off you. He wants your longevity and success.
Yeah.
At your age, at your tenure in the NFL, how do you kind of pick up things off the younger guys and help yourself?
Well, I think first of all, E-Rob and I, have been able to play against each other. We've been, a lot of these guys I've played against over the years. Cam, TJ, a lot of the guys, Minka. So the thing is that E-Rob and I were talking the other day while we were getting ready for the day early in the morning, and just talking. He was asking questions about, hey, how do you prepare on a Monday? How do you prepare on a Tuesday? All these details, and Minka was asking the same thing on the field today. Just the thought process and how do you get prepared every day. So to be able to explain that knowledge and to be able to go through that and talk about that, and just the details of how do you take care of your body every day throughout it all. Even when you do have dings and injuries, it's physical games. We're working hard and stuff happens. And the reality is that the big question is how fast can you get back every time, and that's always the mentality you have to have, and I've always had. And so I think treatment and all that's really important. Obviously the weight room's really important, the conditioning, all that stuff's really, really imperative. And so be able to share that. And so learning from the younger guys too, it's like, I always ask them, what are you guys doing to stay so young, And so it's always good. So there's a lot of questions, always from the younger guys to me in particular, to figure out, hey, what's your treatment plan every week, every day, and so those are good things, and that's a good part of the leadership and being a vet and everything else.
Mike talked about
Russ, how fast can you get back?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get back yesterday, but coach is like, listen, we got time, and we're still, and I got a lot of reps in the offseason, so we're not just trying to rush it. We got, I say we got 21 games, 20 to 21 games to play. Somebody said we got to have you for 17. I'm thinking 21, possibly 20, hopefully, first place. But that's just got to be the mentality you have, and so we're just, I'm excited to get the work every day. The guys are doing a tremendous job of learning and studying and all the bonding we're doing. We were sitting out on the porch last night just talking, having fun. Those are the kind of moments that you cherish, and I'll be back sooner than later.
Mike talked about Justin facing some adversity as well. Justin faced some adversity as well as you yesterday, getting the text early 6 a.m. that he was going to be running with the ones. We saw you out there. What was your approach kind of the last 2 days, having to kind of hang back and be able to maybe help him a little bit through that adversity as well?
Yeah, I think communication. I think leadership's everything. Talking to the guys, not just him, but also the other quarterbacks as well. But then also the receivers, O-line, just keeping the energy high. I'm a big believer in high energy, positivity, uplifting, communication. The extra work afterwards, before as well. Finding those moments, those little moments that maybe become a big moment in a big game, and those things add up. And so the role doesn't change in terms of leading and thinking and processing and processing every play and the protections and all that. All that matters, And that's the best way to learn sometimes too. Is you do it physically, and then you also, when you're not in, whether if I'm going or not, you take those reps in, and that's even when I'm watching the scout team on defense or offense or whatever it may be. I'm just watching the defense. I'm studying, and that's the fun part about practice is you got 2 hours of learning to do, and then you get to do it in the film room, and you keep going the next day.
So as you've been doing
Tomlin
that,
was
how it
talking
feels?
about Mike was talking about how he wanted to create some short-term misery for you when he said that he was going to hold you out. What was that conversation like? Is it misery for you to not be able out there?
Yeah, I hate not practicing. So, but yeah, he was like, man, he was laughing. He's like, I enjoy this. You gotta, wait a second and all that. So it was funny. I think that coaches just being, coach and the trainers and all that being just super careful, just so nothing gets worse or nothing happens. That's all. We got some good pass rushers on the other end. So just make sure this thing's right. But anyways, I really enjoy being around Coach Tomlin. His understanding of the game, of people, relationships. He's honest. He's thoughtful. Not just to me, but to everybody. It's really remarkable to be a part of and to watch and understand. And no wonder why. We've won so much here. There's a lot of great football and a great tradition, and it really starts with the tremendous head coaches that they've had over the past. Obviously, and there hasn't been many of them, and there's a reason why.
So as you've been taking all those mental reps, how's Justin been doing? As you've been watching, how's he been executing what you've been seeing?
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's every play he's going against a really good defense. So every day, there's some really great plays, and there's plays that he responds, back to, and this and that. So that's the part of practice, and he's doing a good job. He's a really good competitor. He processes as well. And he's a tremendous young talent for sure.
Does the calf feel better today?
Yeah, I feel better. I'm getting better every day.
At this point, do you have a target for a return, or is it?
I'm just listening to them what they want me to do. I'm trying to return every day, So, but just take one day at a time, and that's the process.
How concerned are
What's
you?
What's the benefit of that time with Arthur to be able to kind of go over things as you're watching them happen?
Yeah, well, you're always taking things in. The knowledge that you can gain, from the meetings, and taking it from the meetings to the walk through the field, and then post practice and communication during practice and in between periods is critical. It's everything, and you have to be able to do that constantly. And I've always been a big believer of that. I've been a big believer that the little things matter, and you learn those things, the details, and when you get to teach those details and work with guys and ask them, hey, what do you think on this, as players too as well, and coaches, there's a lot of information to be gained, and we're doing that right now. We're in that process.
How is the energy level here compared to where you've been?
There's been some great places I've been, but this is really special, obviously, and I'm just grateful to be here, man. It's just see all the black and gold around. It's pretty cool. All the kids. My favorite part of training camp, besides throwing touchdowns and winning and doing all this fun stuff and the competitiveness, the offense and defense, is the kids. Honestly, just see the kids out here and just them having fun. Them wearing my jersey, TJ Watt's jersey, Cam Hayward, whoever's jerseys they're wearing, or whatever black and gold they're wearing. That's the fun part of it. They get to see us, because we were young kids like this. I remember when I was a young kid just like this, hoping to get out here one day, and it's all possible. I believe with God, with hard work, with just a great sense of urgency as a young man, young girl, a young woman. It's possible. And I remember being behind the FedEx sign over there, the Steelers sign behind that one day back in the day, and now I'm in between the white lines. So it's a special thing, and never take it for granted.
First 2 days, we've seen you flash a couple times, get in the backfield. You're feeling pretty good about how things have started?
For surely, just wanted to start off good and just keep it going and just build from there.
You and Nick both. Nick has also gotten in there and made a few plays. Is this a concerted effort that's already building and showing?
Oh, yeah, we're competing to get to the QB. Yeah, we just, whole defense line, we competing to see who can be the first one to get to the QB. We don't want to just be TJ or Cam or Larry or Alex, you know what I'm saying? We are second wave, third wave, fourth wave, if we have one, you know what I'm saying? We all want to get there. We all want to compete to get to the QB.
DeMarvin, what have you learned about yourself over the first 2 years in your career, and then going into this training camp?
I've learned so much. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you, but I can just say that I've grown and I'm here. That's all I can say.
What do you feel like is helping you? Like, you think like you're moving faster and you're making decisions faster at the line. What do you think's helped you be that much quicker?
Getting with Coach Dunbar, Coach Denzel, Mike T, and other defensive line coaches, and just getting after it and not thinking too much.
Physically, have you reported in any different shape this year than in past summers?
In shape, yeah.
Did you feel like you weren't last year on these?
It's not the fact that I wasn't in shape. I just feel like, you know how you have those, when you come out of college, you feel like your body isn't completely healthy there, or just there where you want it to be just yet. That's what it is. So just feel 100%.
Where are you at weight-wise right now?
Weight-wise?
Yeah.
I say ask the coaches.
You were only 20 when you came out of college, right?
I was 21.
Okay.
Well, 22.
You
22.
still have a lot of upside, right?
Yes, sir.
And how Tomlin was saying, if you were still in college, like all the other guys now, would go back because of the NILs.
I didn't go back because of NIL, and that's when I started on my birthday, July 1st. Okay. So
you think your last year was a disappointing year, and this year's?
Last year was a learning year. I wouldn't say disappointing. This is a blessing, you know? It's a blessing just to be out on this field and just doing what I do the best and doing what I love. So it's a learned lesson. We learned, now we're here.
I feel that I had pretty good OTAs and mini camp and things like that, and I knew I was going to get some reps. This many reps, I wasn't really sure about.
Beanie, what do you feel like your skill set? Where do you feel like you could separate yourself from the others competing for that role?
I just feel that I can cover well, and I'm also a great tackler. So I feel that those are abilities that you need to have to be able to play in the slot.
So you're looking forward to the pads coming on then, I imagine?
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait for it. You know, it's different, you know, being in helmets all day and just running routes and stuff like that. And it's a question of if he would have made the tackle or if he would have, you know, broke the tackle or things like that. So, you know, you can't really separate it.
You look very comfortable. You look very comfortable sticking in the hip pocket of the receiver you're sticking with. What have you worked on to try to make sure that you can run with routes, stick with the footwork, and make sure that you're sticking close?
You know, just releases and things like that. I know that I can run with all of the guys in the league, I would say. And it's just about winning at the line and, you know, playing to my leverage and playing to my help and things like that. And the guys, you know, the vets have made me very comfortable within the defense, you know, making things easy for me so I can just go out there and play.
Beanie, what you've done over the first 2 days done for your confidence in terms of believing that you can play at this level?
It's done a lot. I was just out there playing free, you know, guys like Minka, DeShon, Joey, and, you know, those guys are just, you know, making calls and, you know, just making me comfortable so I don't really have to think so much and just go out there and be able to play.
You said you were surprised at the amount of reps you're getting. How are you taking advantage of those, though?
I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. You know, that's something that you would probably have to ask the coaches. But, you know, I had a couple great plays today. You know, but it's all work. I have to come back out here tomorrow and still prove myself again and do the same thing the next day.
How important is it to cash in on these reps given the nature of that slot position? It's very much open for grabs and you seem to be in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to take advantage of all the reps that I get. You know, every day I'm coming to compete for a spot just like everyone else. And I just want to be able to take the most advantage of it.
When they signed you undrafted, did they tell you right away, hey, we think you fit well here? Or was that just something that kind of has evolved?
It was something that they told me, and I kind of got wind of it kind of early, you know, that they were in search for a nickel and that they feel that I could fulfill that role with my tackling abilities and being able to cover as well. And, you know, like Coach Tomlin says, a little person being like little angry people, you know, running around.
Are you doing much blitzing ever?
Yeah, I have a couple TFLs, you know, in my college career, when I was at Western Kentucky and at Minnesota. So that's something that I like to do, you know, being able to affect the game, not only in, you know, passing, but also in the run game as well.
Is that a mindset you have to little angry people mindset?
Yeah, you know, I always play with a chip on my shoulder, you know, because I was always overlooked and undervalued. So, you know, it's just one of those type of things to be able to separate myself from the tall, pretty corners, you know. The guys that just like to cover, I like to go, you know, cover and make tackles.
Is there something you do specifically, though, on the field? I mean, is there something, or maybe in your warm-ups or something that gets you into that mindset?
Putting the helmet on. That's all that it takes. Putting the helmet on and just going back to, you know, the ways that I grew up and, you know, some of the circumstances that I, you know, went through when I was younger and things like that. So I just always get into that mindset, like, you can't go back to that. So, you know, I try to be angry.
Mike Hilton was sort of described that way. Has that name been thrown to you a little bit by the coaches?
Yeah, not so much as the coaches, but some of the players, you know, and that's a guy, like when I went home over the break, you know, I was studying some of his tape and things like that and just seeing the things that he did well and, you know, try to add those things to my game because, you know, you always evolve as a player, and everybody takes a piece of, you know, somebody else's game and just try to tweak it for, you know, their own, you know, personal use and things like that. But
So you watched tape of him when he was here, or you know, when he was in Cincinnati?
yeah, when he was here.
Okay.
Have you gotten to know Jalen?
I talked to him a little bit, not too much, you know, since he plays offense and we just kind of haven't built that relationship yet. But I'm quite sure, you know, being here and, you know, away from the facility and things like that, we'll probably end up building a relationship.
You remember the last undrafted guy running first team this early? You have to keep from being starstruck? You have to keep your feet on the ground?
Yeah, you know, I always just, you know, have the mentality of, you know, just proving myself every day, you know, because tomorrow, this day means nothing, you know. So I just have to come out here tomorrow and prove myself again and so forth, so on and so forth. So, you know, every day until I end up, you know, getting a job and whatnot, I have to come out here and work. And even then, I'm still competing to fight off the next person that they try to bring in and take the nigga spot.
Who do you lean on out there?
I lean on Minka, you know, DeShon and Joe. I lean on all of the vets, you know, that's been in the league, that's played, and that's know the defense. Cam has really helped me a lot. Cam Sutton's helped me a lot. You know, he's talking to me after every play and things like that, and helping me understand, you know, okay, this might be the check here, you know, and things like that. And like after practice, me and Cam get work in every day. You know, we've been getting work in, and you know, I text him sometimes late at night. He'll call me and just like things about the defense, so you know, I can go out there and play free and fast.
Comfortable with the defense?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Benny, do you feel when it comes down to it, you're going to get a fair shake, regardless of where you started?
Yeah, for sure. You know, Coach Mike say it's not about you know, how you got here. You know, it's that you're here. So that's just one of the things. As long as I have the opportunity, I'm gonna make the most of it. So.
You were the first one out here yesterday. Does that mean something? Did you want to be the first one on the field?
I mean, it wasn't in my head. Like, I don't want to, you know, come out here and, hey, I'm the first guy here. You know, I have a routine that I do every single day, and my warm-up takes about 20, 25 minutes, and I'm not going to cut that. So whatever time I need to be out here to do that, I mean, I'm not really the one that's like, hey, guys, I'm first, you know. It's just I have a routine that I live by, and I'm going to do it. Whatever time I need to be here, I'm going to be here.
How did you develop that? Is that something you did for injury prevention along the line, or where did you pick that up?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it just from a trainer back home. Just a long warm-up to warm up ankles, knees, shoulders. I mean, just all mobility, just, you know, so I don't go into practice and just, you know, be cold. Everything's warmed up, make sure I'm ready to go.
You look like you've been moving quickly and making your reads and decisions fast out here. How much do you feel like you've come to understand the defense already and what they've been tasking you with in your rookie year?
Yeah, I mean, from now, since OTAs, it's a world of difference. I mean, I think in OTAs and minicamp, I wasn't able to be myself because I wasn't playing freely because I didn't know the defense how I wanted to. And I mean, even yesterday and especially today, just how fast and freely I was able to move. You know, credit Coach AC, credit PQ, credit E-Rob, those guys for just leaning on me. And, you know, the whole month we had off, checking in, making sure I'm studying film, making sure if I need any questions that they got me. So
I was going to ask you about like the influence that Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts and those guys are having on you, because you've been having some reps where you're standing there right next to Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a little cheesy to say, but, you know, playing right beside two of the best linebackers in the game, Patrick Queen probably being one of the best, if not the best, and then E-Rob being up there, being in the league for 10 years, just the knowledge and the, you know, just the natural instincts that those guys have and just the little information that they're able to give me. I'm like a sponge just soaking it up.
As we progress, learning this defense even more is going to give us more confidence as a whole. Us meshing with other guys who've already been here. At the end of the day, I know that if we are all on the same page, we can be a great defense.
I know it's day 2. Dante's made some nice plays. How well he fit in with you guys?
Great, because I mean, I think me and Dante are the only ones who really talk smack in the secondary. So it's good to have somebody else back there who's going to make some noise after a big play. So I appreciate the way he's been working. He's a vet. He knows what he's been doing. We both came in the same year. He's seen a lot of ball, played a lot of ball. He's played at a high level. So I mean, what he's doing is what I expect, honestly.
I know it's a different position group, but what have you thought of Payton Wilson so far and how quickly he seems to be adapting to what you guys are asking?
He might be the most mature rookie, I would say, when it comes to preparation. He's a freak athlete, he's really smart. He learns from his mistakes, and he doesn't repeat them twice. So I think down the line he can be a great player. I mean, obviously I've seen people heard people say Luke Kuechly or something like that, but I think Payton's going to be Payton. And he's going to be a great player in the NFL.
Where's that maturity show up? himself?
Where?
Yeah.
Just the way he carries himself, the way he prepares when it comes to the film room, the way he comes out here and wants to learn, asking questions from not just us, but also the coaches. And a lot of rookies just try to learn off of mistakes rather than actually going out of the way to really ask and learning and growing in that way. And he's been doing a great job of that.